Hi, thank you for joining me today for day 7 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life. And today's sketch has been designed by Maggie Crowley Miniker, and you can see she's got a lovely large circle right in the centre of her page. So I've just used my pair of compasses to draw that circle in a pencil just to give me a rough guideline, and then I've gone round it with a black pen. Just a doodled circle to start with, and now I'm trimming off the edges of my cardstock because I want to mat that onto the leafy paper that you can see in the background. This is from Vicki Boutin's Fernwood collection, and I think that this will go really nicely with my photo. The photos of my mum and my daughter playing tennis on our summer holiday last year. The hotel had its own tennis court, and for months Mum had been threatening Amelia that she was going to challenge her to tennis. So they did on one of our last days there. They had a game of tennis, and I was up by the swimming pool and just managed to capture a couple of snaps of them doing that. So I've trimmed down the edges, and I didn't trim the edges of the cardstock down until after I'd drawn my circle, because I had a funny feeling that it wouldn't be central, and of course it wasn't. So that gave me the opportunity to trim the edges off that were slightly wider, if that makes sense, so that it made the circle central. So now that's done, I'm just going in with my edge distresser and distressing all the edges of that cardstock, and I am going to stitch that card down onto the background paper. So I just add a tiny bit of glue in the middle, using my tape runner in the middle of that card to hold it securely, just like that. And it's off centre, so I pull it up again and stick it down centrally, and then I'll go off screen and stitch around the edges there. So you can just see that stitching line there. So now I want to build on that circle, so I'm going in with my gold watercolour paint and just roughly adding some gold circles around there, and then leave that to dry. And once that's dry, I'm going to come in with a smaller paintbrush and my creamies in Sage It Isn't So. You'll have seen me using this on the previous couple of layouts. I do really like this green to go with the Vicki Boutin collections, and adding some more sketchy circles around that circle to create a really nice wreath. So just continuing to add bits and pieces until I'm happy with the shape of the circle wreath. And this layout came together incredibly quickly. Once I've got this circle down, I knew that I wanted to use some leaves. So I pulled out a couple of ferns from the Fernwood collection, and also the rub-ons from 49 and Market Spectrum Sherbet. And I'm going to use the green leaf rub-ons from that collection to build up that cluster. So first of all, I pulled out some scraps of paper. First of all, this green piece. None of these fully match the photo, but so I'm just building up layers behind the photo to create that mat. And now using my tape runner to stick them all down. I do love that tape runner, it's so quick and easy. As I mentioned in a previous video, that's from Sticks 2, and they're such a great British company to deal with. So almost there now with the layering. And surprisingly, I don't actually distress the edges of this. So just working out what to do with this last piece of paper, and when I flip it over, I realise it's got a lovely blue on the back, which matches, you can see the sea behind, in between the trees. So I'm going to use the blue. First of all, I layer it this way, and then when I see the blue, I actually move those two pieces around and add the blue to the middle. Just like that. And I love how that looks in the end. Just bringing that pop of blue just makes such a difference, especially because I've got that butterfly paper towards the bottom, which has bits of blue in as well. So these are the ferns that I was talking about that I pulled it out of the ephemera pieces. And they're really structural pieces, so they look beautiful there. But I know I want to add to them, as I say. So I'll get that photo stuck down. Just making sure that things are overlapping as I want them, and leaving enough space at the bottom to add my title. And here are those Spectrum Sherbet leaves that I was talking about. And I'm just going to carefully build these up around those ephemera pieces. the die cut pieces. Just making sure they're rubbed down. And I'm sticking to the green bits rather than the blue. There's some bluey green there, tealy coloured leaves, but I really want to stick with the more green ones. And this one you can see I layer over the photo, so it brings the photo into the layout as if it's all as one. Just getting that rubbed off and positioned. And then I just want a few more little bits just to finish off. So just cutting off these individual leaves, layering one there and then another one on top of it. And that's the beauty of these rub-ons from 49er Market. They layer so well and seamlessly. You wouldn't know that they were separate pieces. And there's the other one. And that just fills in that gap. And I love how that cluster's created. It almost makes the photo part of the layout there. So now I'm coming in again with that Max alphabet from LE Studio. If you've watched my previous videos, you will have seen me using this. I really love the look of these blocky letters. So I'm just spelling out anyone for tennis. So I put anyone at 4 at the top, and then I spell out tennis at the bottom. And when I put tennis down, I start with the question mark and work my way backwards to the T, just so that it's positioned correctly. Now that's down, I'm going to add my journaling. So, and that just says, Mum challenged Amelia to a game of tennis. She'd been threatening for months. They had fun though. And that's it. I'm going to finish off with some gold splatters with my gold watercolour paint and my roller date stamp to add the date, which was 24th of August last year. And that's it. Do check the description box for everybody else playing along. There's a lovely playlist that Christie's created for us all to add our videos. I shall add Maggie's details, who is the sketch creator. And that's it. I'll see you tomorrow for the next layout. Thanks again. Bye.